All right, good morning, everyone. So here's what we're up. Oh, hand on the lens. Sorry, Janie. Okay, here's what we're up to. It's not going to look like it to the untrained eye, but the shop right now has undergone a transformation. So it is way cleaner now to a colossal degree than it was 2 days ago. So I've been working hard in here. I've got a bunch of crap still to organize, sort, and put away. Same with all this stuff, but we're getting there. A little distracted outside, because outside is also ridiculous clutter and disorganization. So we've got the wood pile from spring that I need to get dealt with. It's in the way, and it needs to get put somewhere where it can stay dry. The motorcycles got to get moved. Those will go inside the shed over winter while we're away. All this clutter, these containers, all this stuff. It's ridiculous. So right now, firewood storage. I am working on adding a bit of an overhang to the side of the shed, and I'll put the firewood under here and other dry storage. We'll get some things just out of the weather. It has a slight overhang up top, and it keeps the wall dry in most rains, but this will add a bunch of dry storage for firewood and lumber on this side. So that's what I'm working on now. I've got these things loosely in place. I will brace them up further, but I want to get the piece of tin on top next, just see how it all fits, and then I'll brace it up. This tin is super strong, so it'll add a lot of structure as well to the top of this, as long as the braces can support the weight. This is the tin I use. When we lived in North Vancouver, they built a post office, and before the post office, it was a tow truck yard. And when the owner of the tow truck yard wanted to sell it, he spruced up the building, and they put this siding, metal siding, all over the building. And as soon as the post office bought it, they tore the building down. And so I went over to the contractor and asked him how much, and I bought all of the metal for $500. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a bit. So 20-foot pieces, and they're 40 inches wide. They're pretty heavy, but they are inexpensive for me and super handy. So I'm going to set you up here on the tripod, and I'll haul that metal over, put it onto that awning framework, and then we'll reinforce it and build some level support underneath it for firewood to stack on, and go from there. All right. All right, so I know a lot of folks, you like to kind of get it all worked out, draw it out, plan it out. I do that sometimes too, from concept, but also a lot of the times I just like to get started, start putting pieces on the wall, and add more pieces and see how it goes. And just kind of go through the process. Just get started, don't worry about overthinking it, and just get it done. And that's all this needs to be for me. It just needs to be firewood storage, so just on the get it done part. That's going to work out. I think it's going to be great. I'll work now on reinforcing the bracing and then adding platforms down to the ground that the firewood will go on. I'll probably mill some more logs to do some of that base part, and we'll do that next. All right, good morning. Today, heading back up top to work on some more sawmilling. I did a bunch of work in the dark, so I couldn't film it. And then I forgot the phone the next day, so I didn't go back down because I was lazy. And I've been milling some wood and continuing on with that wood storage project on the side of the workshop. And then partway through milling some wood yesterday, the bandsaw blade broke. So we'll head up top, find a new blade, replace it, and get back to milling that wood, finishing up the woodshed project, the firewood storage project, and then we'll haul some more logs out of the bush, cut them down, stack them, and then move on to the dry trailer working area project. I want to have a covered area to work on the trailer so that I could do some work on the roof. Some better waterproofing. I've got a couple through like screw penetrations that I need to drill out epoxy and make waterproof before we head south. We'd like to be gone in 7 to 10 days. I'm gonna have to really cut some corners to make that to happen. And I don't really want to. There are two things I want to accomplish before we go. One is building a boat, and the other is building the awning. Sorry, it's a steep hill. It's one thing to do it without talking, but while talking as well, you know, is what it is. So awning and boat. The boat is a 14-foot skin-on-frame sailboat. I really want to have a boat down in Mexico this year. That's the things I want to get done that have to be done before I go. The other things that I would like to do include some renovations on the trailer and some mechanical preparations on the new Xterra. Inspect the wheel bearings, change the oils, all that stuff. Push comes to shove, the trailer and Xterra work can be done on the road because we'll have the trailer and Xterra with us. The awning project and the skin-on-frame boat really need to be done before we depart. So those will be my priority after the sawmilling and general cleanup. Here's the progress I've made on the wood storage. Use the sawmill to cut a bunch of 2x6s. I've sistered them to the floor joists of the workshop to stick out 24 inches. I'll proper brace them with some cement pads later, but for now I've got a second 2.5 inch board cut, partially cut. That's when the bandsaw blade broke. That will go there. Then I'll stack the firewood from this pile, get this out of the way, and move on to the trailer shed project, and that's going to go here. This space here, I want to get rid of the motorcycles, get them out of the way, but we'll have a 10 or 12 foot high roof platform up here. 4 sheets of the galvanized steel, 20 feet long. I'll be able to park the trailer underneath it, keep it dry while I work on the roof and other renovations. It's nice and close to the wood shop. And then when we're gone, I'll be able to park the motorcycles and the truck under here to keep them out of the weather during the winter while we're away. These are some of the 2x6s I cut, and I've got some more to do here this morning. And here's the mill. I was cutting a 2.5 inch by 10 inch live edge when the blade broke. And that's unfortunate. So, yeah. Wasn't pushing on it hard, just happened. Maybe had too much junk built up in here. I don't know. I'm still pretty novice at this thing. I'll replace the blade and carry on. Okay, I don't work with these blades often enough that it's second nature. So I'm going to give it a try. I've watched a few videos in the past, but I don't know how much of that I remember. Feels like a bad idea. Huh. Keep part of this on here. I don't know. They feel like a couple of dozen sharks just ready to jump out and get me. It's pulled in like a. I'm just gonna drop it. I don't know if that's a good idea either. I'm going to put one foot back on. Oh, they really want to just go wild. Okie doke. I don't want to be near them when I do that. I've got to get practice with these. This is crazy. Oh, there we go. Now easy. Easy now. Okay, that wasn't so bad. There we go. They feel like they just want to spring up and tear your face off. If you look at them all. Okay. Push this back down. That's pretty good. We'll step on it. Coming apart. Come apart. Sorry you can't see shape down there. That's what it is. Okay, there we go. I'll lift these up. Okay, All right, let's see. These are recoverable. Or if they're just toast. Yeah, probably had too much sawdust built up in there. Maybe that's part of the issue. I don't know yet. But there's a lot of sawdust in there. If that's bad, and I suspect it is, let me know. I mean, probably doesn't help. Okay. Oh, I see. We cut into the. Oh wow. Okay. Wow. Hope that through here. Okay, that's interesting. Wedge. Hammer. Need a wedge and a hammer. We'll get some tape. Tape this. All right, I had to charge the camera a little bit. So here's what you missed. I replaced the blade on the bandsaw, cut a few more chunks of wood, and installed them here at the base of the woodshed. So now I'm going to stack this pile of wood under cover, and I find that oddly satisfying to watch when I'm seeing videos of people doing stuff. So I'm going to film this and show it on a time lapse as part of the video. Maybe you like it too. It's weird, but it is what it is. I guess I should be looking here, not there. We'll get the hang of it. All right, good morning. Yesterday was a bit of a mess. I failed at having my batteries charged, so apologies for that. Heading back at it. Another day, beautiful humpback whales on the water this morning. Super calm. Lots of rain coming though. Okay. Yesterday, progress. Finished the wood area. Got the wood stacked. Today, gonna haul a couple more logs out of the bush, mill them, and hopefully today or tomorrow get the trailer pulled out and start to look at that. Let's do some logging. All right, here's the logs we're going to tackle. 20 inches, 21 inches, not that long, 10, 12 feet. So I should be able to move these all right. Not even 10. Barely 9, this one. Okay, that's fine though. I need 2x6s and I need 6x6s. All right, I haven't been a very good YouTuber lately. Haven't been filming stuff, so I've been working on some logging and hauling some pretty big logs to the mill. And right now I'm cutting 6x6s. So I've got a couple pieces here that are 6x14, 5.5 by 14. And I'm gonna flip them on end and cut 6x6 posts out of them. I'll need those for the fence next year along the perimeter. So that's what's next. We'll set the camera up. We'll cut some of these and then we'll get on to other things, maybe. fantastic. I love it. All right, let's go get another log. This one's too big. It's like 34 inches. These ones are about the same, 9 feet and 18, 20 inches. So we can move these, at least with the Xterra we can. I don't know if the quad would pull it. It didn't last time. So we'll just use the Xterra. Okay. All right, so because we're so narrow here, once I pulled the log in with the Xterra, I need to move it to get it out of the way so I could back the Xterra out, so I don't bother. I'll detach it, we'll set up the ramps, we'll roll the log onto the mill, and then I'll use the side-by-side to pull the rope that rolls the log onto the mill. You'll see that in a second here. Well, it's gonna take a little longer than a second. Show you the whole setup. It's not perfect, but it's possible with small equipment. And we're recording, okay. Got a block here for the log once I roll it up. I gotta get over this rope, so I get the rope over and out. All right, so the rope, anchor point, over and under. So the top rope is pulling to roll the log. The rope's roughly in the middle, so the log will pull roughly straight, close enough, and then we'll reposition it if we have to once it's on the mill. Forgot a crucial part. Connect this to the winch. I'm not going to use the winch, but the hook just makes an easy anchor point. Okay. All right, good enough. I can move it by hand here. The rest of the way. Okay. Now I'll debark it. Dragging it on the dirt like that gets a lot of dirt embedded. So I'll peel the bark off next. It's been sitting for a couple years, so it's a bit punky on the surface and relatively easy to debark, and it just helps keep the blades lasting a bit longer. It's relatively level. I'll take the first slab off of it after that, but next is debarking. Let's find you a good spot to sit. Oopsies. How's that? And I'll do the other half when I rotate the log. This is enough to get the first slab cut. All right. Okay, first slab. That's the first slab. Let's have a little look. That's what it looks like underneath all the scabby outer parts. 9, it's pretty wide, 16 inches across at least, that end. Yeah, so that's first cut. It's getting towards sunset here, probably 4 o'clock, and might be some rain overnight, so I've got to clean up here and get ready for tomorrow in case it does rain. So I'm going to shut this down and do that, and if the weather's good, we'll cut this tomorrow. If not, we'll wait until we get some good weather again. That's sawmilling with small equipment. I'm no expert, that's for sure. Learning a lot and making mistakes along the way, but I'm getting there. This ramp and the rolling technique is working pretty good. And ultimately, I want to build a structure over the mill, and I'll have a beam running through the middle with a hoist on it, and that way I'll be able to lift these logs up, rotate them more easily, reposition them on the mill more easily. And the other thing I need to do next spring when we're back at it again is I need a log trailer, so I'm not dragging the logs through the dirt. I'm lifting them up off the dirt on a trailer that has wheels and rolling them to the mill that way. It'll just help the blades last longer and not get so dull so quickly. Even with the debarking, it'll still be better to do that. And I think I'd be able to pull bigger logs with the smaller machine also. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye. Yesterday it was humpbacks. Today apparently there are orcas out on the water. But it's time for the dog walk. So I am going to head into the woods, and I'll see orcas another day.